Hello, my name is Miss Jones. I teach elementary school math, and welcome to my channel, Miss Math Jones. Today we're going to be working on our third grade Eureka Module 6, Lesson 11 homework. The objective for this homework is to explore customary capacity units and generate measurement data. So we're going to be working with units that deal with capacity of liquid, like ounces, pints, quarts, cups, gallons. Let's go ahead and get started. Let's take a look at number 4. Number 4 says Nora bought 1 pint of juice. She drank 8 fluid ounces. How much juice did she have left? Draw a strip diagram to show your work. Okay, so the first thing that I notice about this question is that they want you to turn a pint into ounces. Now, we have our diagram right here on the page that shows the conversion, which means how to turn one type of capacity into another. But I'm going to go slow just so that you can make sure to see it, okay? Now, she bought 1 pint of juice. So let's first start out by drawing a square and a rectangle and writing 1 pint in there. Okay, so I'm going to draw a rectangle and write 1 pint in there. Now, I need to turn this 1 pint into ounces. Now, first, I'm going to turn this pint into cups, just so that I can go from the biggest unit that I'm working with, which is pints, to the smallest unit that I need to get to, which is ounces. All right, so how many cups are in a pint? If you said 2, you're absolutely correct. There are 2 cups in a pint. So that means that 1 pint is equal to 2 cups. But I don't need cups, I need ounces. So now I have to figure out how many ounces are in a cup. Well, we looked at that in the first set of questions, and we figured out that there were 8 ounces in 1 cup. So if there are 8 ounces in 1 cup, then how many ounces are in 2 cups? That's right, 16 ounces, which means 1 pint is equal to 16 ounces. Now I can figure out how much she has left because now I'm working with ounces. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take 16 ounces and subtract 8. What's 16 minus the 8 ounces that she drank? That's right, it's 8. So I write that 16 minus 8 equals 8. Nora has 8 ounces of juice left. That is how we would solve that problem. Now moving on to number 5. Number 5 says a recipe for ice cream called for 4 times more milk than a recipe for pudding. If the ice cream recipe called for 1 quart of milk, how much milk is needed for the pudding recipe? Use the strip diagrams on the first page to solve. Now, this question is a little bit more difficult because you really have to think about it. I mean, really, really have to think about it. So let's take it one sentence at a time, as we always do, one sentence at a time. It says a recipe for ice cream called for 4 times more milk than a recipe for pudding. So a recipe for ice cream called for 4 times more milk than for pudding. If the ice cream recipe called for 1 quart of milk, how much milk is needed for the pudding recipe? So ice cream equals 4 times pudding. So that means that ice cream equals 4 times pudding, which means 1 quart equals 4 times pudding. All right, well, if 1 quart equals 4 times the pudding, then what would go where pudding is? Would ounces go where pudding is? Would cups go where pudding is? Would pints go where pudding is? 4 times what would give you 1 quart? 4 times 1 ounce would give you a cup. 4 times a quart. 4 times 1 cup would give you a quart. 4 times 2 cups would give you a quart. What would give you a quart? Well, 1 quart is equal to 4 times 1 cup, which means you need 1 cup of milk for the pudding recipe. Like I said, number 5 is a difficult question. Now, I showed you how to solve number 5. You will not see a question like number 5 on that STAR test. okay, because it was way too many steps there for that question in order to figure out what you needed for the recipe. So I showed you how to solve that question, but you will not need to know how to solve a question like that for the STAR test. That's one of those extended thinking questions. It's really a challenge question, trying to get you to think a little bit further, push your boundaries, so to speak. Now, at this point, if you need to pause your video to make sure that the work on your page matches my screen, go ahead and do so now. Congratulations! Module 6, Lesson 11 homework is complete. As always, I hope you tried to complete it on your own before checking your work using the video. And with math, make sure you always check your work. Work that problem out 2 to 3 times to make sure you get the same exact answer every time. I hope you're having a great evening or day whenever you're watching this video. And once again, this is Miss Jones saying bye until next time.